Hi, this is David here, and I'm very blessed, very excited to talk to you about something that I believe it's very crucial for you to listen to today. I believe it's one of the most important topics that we should be talking about in this generation. And as you have seen already from the title of this video, today I would like to talk about time. What is time? We live in an era of time poverty. Not because we don't have time, but because there's too many distractions around us. There are these monsters around us that are craving for our time. They pull us in every direction. And unfortunately, today we don't own time, but I believe time owns us. We spend time effortlessly without thinking about consequences. It's so easy to scroll on our phones and spend an hour. And because of the sophisticated world we live in today, that hour might seem like a minute or two. But in reality, you have spent an hour of your life. And when it's gone, it will never come back again. So I believe we ought to be talking about this topic today and hopefully come to an understanding of how we can go about, how we can deal with the world we live in today. So we may ask ourselves, what is time? So time can be defined as a part of existence that is measured in minutes, days, or years. And this is the definition from that you will see in the Cambridge Dictionary, Oxford Dictionary, and the other dictionaries. They tend to define time in terms of a measure, a tool to measure something. But I believe it's more than just a measure. We'll talk about it through this video. Time can influence us in a way beyond our understanding. Today, I would like to talk about time and change. I will talk about time and personal value, and then we conclude. So, time and change. If you look at the physicist's definition of time, by the way, in the end, I will give you my own definition of time. What I believe is the definition of time. Before I go on, please go ahead and write in the comment section, what is your definition of time? What do you think time is? Please, if you can do it right now before you continue the video, and then let's keep going. Time and change. So the physicists define time as the progression of events from past to the present into the future. They believe if a system is unchanging, it is timeless. Albert Einstein went on to define time as the fourth dimension of reality. So these guys, they believe if a system is unchanging, it is timeless. Simply, what I understand here is, for time to be present, change must happen. We live in a world of time. Therefore, we live in a world of change. Things are constantly changing within us and around us. Our cells and our bodies, the heart rate, the rhythm, the hormones, the blood stream in our body, everything is adjusting to the change that is constantly happening within us and outside us, outside our bodies. We are getting old every single second. Cells are breaking down. Although we are not aware of it, although we can't see it, so much is happening within time. There is change. So it is unavoidable that we can avoid actually this change. We cannot avoid change in our lives. So change is happening whether we want it or not. So now that we know that change is happening, how is it happening? Some of the changes are beyond our control. But most of the changes that affect us directly are in our control. That's why God gave us the free will to choose. Every choice we make comes with a consequence. We have time, and I believe time is the most precious resource, the most precious asset you have in your life. Time is everything. Now, my definition of time is life. Time is life. Life is impossible without time. So, when you use your time, remember, you are trading your life. When you trade time with something, you are giving a piece of your life to whatever that you are doing. So, it is important that you decide to use your time correctly, and then you'll be able to influence the changes that happen to you. Remember, change will always happen, regardless of you wanting it or not. But to be able to influence the kind of change that happened to us, we need to be able to be careful with time. Brian Tracy said, "The lack of clarity is the number one time waster." Always be asking, what am I trying to do? How am I trying to do it? If you are conscious about your time, you use it well. Time and personal value. The way we use our time define and it determines the kind of value we have as a people or as an individual. If you use your time carefully, people around you will know it. They will see it, and they will define you as a person who uses time well. In other words, someone who manages time well. Then they will give you value for that. If you spend your time reading the right books, listening to the right people, watching to the right videos like this one, so spending your time with things that add value to you, that value will keep growing. You will produce an incremental growth as you go on using your time. And eventually, people will give value to your time. So when they come to spend your time, they will have to think twice. They will not come and suggest something that they know it is useless. Because they know you know the kind of person who will use their time uselessly. So people will know. On the other hand, if you waste your time with things that do not add value to you, what will happen is they will know. They will come to you and will help you waste your time and will not apologize for that. Do you know why? Because you told them that you like wasting your time. You told them that your time is useless. You told them that your time doesn't have value. You might say, how did I tell them? Remember, 90% of the communication that we use as human beings, it's non-verbal. You don't have to say anything to communicate. So as they watch you, they see the kind of person you are. As they watch you, they see the kind of person you are by the way you use your time. Time and personal value. Your personal value is tied to the way you consume your time. You are the subtotal of the way you use your time each day. Secondly, I would like to talk about an analogy of job applications and CVs. When you go to apply for a job, the first thing they do, they ask for your CV. They need to know how, in other words, they need to know how did you use your time prior to coming to work with them. When they read through your CV, they will have an idea of what kind of person you are by what you did with your time. So where I'm going. In other words, they will decide how much your life is worth, how much your time is worth, based on how you used your time previously. A good employer who cares for their company or organization, they would not allow someone to come and spend 5 years in their company adding no value to it. So they will say, before I trust you to spend 5 years in my company, show me how you spent the previous 20 years or 30 years of your life. And then I can trust you with my company. So this is the philosophy that runs everything around us. It's about how you use your time today, how you use your time yesterday, and the consequences from that time, the used time, will determine what kind of person people will think you are. If you spent the previous 10 years reading right books, listening to the right people, spending time in the right place, at the right time, people will know. You won't even need to tell them. They will know. I'm sure you've heard of people who will be paid $5,000 or pound to speak in 1 hour. This guy is going to talk for 1 hour and they pay them 5,000. How? You could say, no, that's not fair. Why would they do that? They're willing to do that. They were not forced to do that. It's because of the value they see in this person. To take 1 hour from their life is so expensive because of the way they lived their lives previously. That is about time and personal value. So time will go on. Whether we want or not, time will go on. We pass on. All we can do is manage it to control the changes that are produced by that time in our lives and the people around us, in our communities, in our families. By the way we use our time, if we manage our time properly, this, which can be done through having a purpose in life and having clear goals and planning, then we can only then hope for a better future. Thank you for tuning in, my friend. And so the next video is going to be on how to manage your time. Now that we've seen how important it is to be time conscious, then we can discuss about how do we manage it properly. I'll be discussing about my personal planning and how I manage my time with so many tasks that I have with the family and studying and working. Yeah, so I will discuss about that, and hopefully you will be inspired to manage your time better. If you have any questions or anything that you'd like me to talk about in the future videos, please leave a comment for me down below, and also consider subscribing to help us expand this channel. You can share this video if you feel like it could help one or two people in your life. And I will see you in the next one. God bless you.